What's up, everybody? It's me, Alexis Maurice, and
Trey Hollywood.
And it is time for a new episode of Hollywood Happening. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine. Tonight we're drinking on a red blend Sutter Holmes wine.
It's like literally up there.
Put on some lipstick, pull up a chair, because it's time for us to discuss the latest happenings in Hollywood.
See? That's why I moved it. Something told me that was going to happen.
So while we're taking our first sip, you go ahead and like this video. Make sure that you follow us on all of social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you know, all that, because we trying to come all the way up.
Yeah, we trying to come up from this line on this table.
Go get something to clean that up, please.
Oh my God.
If you didn't have me laughing so much,
that is not my fault.
I wouldn't, have wasted that.
Oh, goodness. I felt it coming.
Yeah, you said, I'm glad you moved the laptop out of the way.
Something just told me. Something said, move it, Trey, move it.
But anywho, so go ahead, like this video, all that good stuff like that. I want to talk to you guys on a serious note for just a quick moment. We're gonna go spiritual for just a quick moment.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And we're gonna talk about this whole CrefloDollar, of course, which is a well-known mega pastor across the world, actually, not just here or whatever. But Creflo has challenged his congregation. The Lord told him that it is time for him and his ministry to have a new jet.
Okay.
And the jet that he wants is a reported $65 million.
Whoa.
$65 million private jet. And basically, he's asking every member of his congregation to donate, not only of his congregation, but I guess across his ministry is asking every member to donate a total of $300 towards the purchase of a $65 million jet.
What was the family of like three? Each person needs to donate.
If there are members of the church, he's asking those, and just not only members, but anybody else who wants to donate. If you say you're going to donate, you can donate. But a $300 love seed to the purchase of the jet. Now this is the thing with this whole situation, because this caused a lot of people to be upset.
I bet.
A lot of people are up in arms about this.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's saying is his ministry is a global ministry, and it requires that they go outreach. They go on outreach missions across the world. And there are certain members of his congregation who is on the outreach and the ministry staff who uses it. Now, the church already has a private jet, but it's old. And they had because of the fact that the ministry goes across the world, ministering, giving supplies, ministering the word, the gospel, food, things of those particular nature to people who are in need.
So you think he only got an estimate on the jet?
Yeah, he's already saw the jet that he wanted, and it's a $65 million jet. So people are upset because he's asking his congregation to pay for it. Now, I think the misconception that's out there is that Creflo, or pastor, or bishop, Dollar, is asking people to purchase it for him.
CrefloDollar.
CrefloDollar.
His last name?
It's his last name.
That's literally his last name.
That's literally his last name.
That's why he wanted the $65 million.
But
$dollars.
It's not for him personally, it's for their ministry.
Okay.
Now he has a jet, and like I said, the jet on one of their most recent trips had an emergency landing because one of the engines blew out. So, how do you feel about that?
I mean, that for me, I think, first of all, you asked me for $300.
Mm-hmm. Above your normal 10%?
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, if I'm giving God 10%, $300 to me, and I mean, everybody may get paid differently, but majority, I'm just going to say majority of people's 10% is going to be less than $300.
Mm-hmm. True.
So, if you're asking me to give you so that you can buy a jet, first of all,
for the ministry.
If the ministry,
it's not his personal jet.
If the ministry needs to, and it's important for him to get where they gotta go, they can buy a ticket that may cost less than $300.
But okay, so here's my thing.
Why is he asking you for $300?
Because the church, the ministry needs a new jet.
Let me do some math.
Now, I'm going to say personally, I don't think it's any different than the pastor asking the church to donate money towards the building fund or donating money towards the youth who are taking a trip to Disney World. I don't see anything that's different. Now, mind you, there's a lot more that goes into jets because you have to, the pilots, you have to pay them. You have to pay for the fuel. Plane fuel is very expensive. But they're using it for the betterment of, God's kingdom. And they use it to take supplies, to go minister, things of that particular nature. It gets them to where they need to go a whole lot quicker versus having to go through Southwest Airlines or having to go through Delta or American Airlines or, anything of that particular nature. So I'm not saying that I disagree with him. I think it's a little outrageous because the media has gotten a hold of it. But guys, think about it. It's no different than me giving extra money towards whatever cause we have going on at the church this month. I mean, I have given money based off what my pastor has asked us to do above and beyond. There's been times in my life where I could not, but I gave what I could, and there's been times in life where I was able to meet whatever assessment the church has given us. That's over 200 and some thousand people that he's asking for $300 from. Yeah, I mean, he has a large ministry.
My thing is that I hear what you're saying about that's no different than...
Yeah, it isn't.
But I feel that it is a difference because, say for example, if you have a young, the young youth, the youth choir is going to sing at this school, this retirement home, this retirement home. So of course you're going to need to pay for those funds. Kind of just like a field trip.
Right.
Just like in school, you had to pay for this certain amount to go on a field trip.
Right.
So if the youth is doing this, they're paying that amount for their youth to, not only do something good, but also experience something.
And that's what the people in the ministry are doing. They're going to impact the lives, to save the lives of
paying for something materialistic. You're paying for something that's material.
I don't think it's material, Trey, because think about it. What if the one of the members of the church's, mom was killed in a double homicide in Florida?
That's up to the ministry.
They have access to a jet where the pastor can go be with that family, or we have access where this member can go to this place. I'm not saying that they're probably going to use it that way. But, I mean, there may be some instances. I'm kind of torn.
Personal.
And that could be the case where he's using it. But, my thing is, I don't know. I'm kind of torn with this one because, like I said, I don't think it's any different than any other request that some churches or some pastors ask people.
I think it is. You get my tithes, you get my offerings. And you ask me. So I come to church on Sunday morning. I get my 10%. I give my offering, which can be $100. And then you ask me to come out of my pocket and give you $300 to pay for a jet.
Well, you give... Okay.
Are they going to be flying?
So you ask the Lord to give you money when you don't have it. You ask the Lord to put gas in your car.
That's why I get my offerings.
You ask God to, oh Lord, please bless me with this thing. So don't we sometimes make a lot of withdrawals from God's bank account? Can we not just deposit back into his,
But that's why I give my tithes and my offerings.
But sometimes you have to go above in your tithes.
So should I not give my tithes? Should I not give my offerings?
Well, your tithe is one thing, but your offering is what you give above.
So say, for example, if I constantly on a normal basis give $100 in my offerings, and I give my tithes, let's say he asked for $300, so I only get $200, and that's my $300 for my offering right there?
No, if you're...
My point exactly.
Offering, there's no set money for offering. Your tithe is 10% of what you make.
Income, yes.
Everything that you pay above your tithe is what's considered an offering.
Right, and that's my point. So say, for example, if I give my tithes, because let's say, for example, I'm on a salary, so I know how much I make. So let's say I give even if I give my tithes every Sunday, or if I give my tithes at the end of every month, the total of each Sunday.
Right.
Let's say I may do that.
Okay.
Let's just say I give $100 for my offering, or let's say if I give $100 for 2 weeks, and then $100 for the other 2 weeks, that's $200. You ask me for $300. Let's say I don't happen to come to church every Sunday.
But what you should do is that offering that you give during that month, put it towards that $300.
And that's my question.
Yeah.
So should my $100 go towards $300?
It's not your tithe. Your tithe is separate.
Correct.
That's what you are,
Right.
God, you're supposed to tithe 10% of your time, your talent, and your money. So you're giving that to God. You're honoring God by giving him what's owed to him. Everything above that. So yeah, if you give a $50 offering, put that $50 towards that $300 assessment that the church that he's asking you for.
I just think it was a bold.
It's definitely bold. It's got some people all kind of upset and things of that nature.
My main question would have been, what have you given? You got money.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people
money.
saying he should just pull it out of his pocket. But this plane or this jet is not just for him. It's for everybody.
Hello.
I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Because this has a lot of people kind of all up in arms. And a lot of his members are coming to his defense. There was one article that I was reading. One lady, she catches public transportation to the church because she can't afford a car. But she said that she's going to give Pastor Dollar that $300 offering because he's asking for it, and you're supposed to support your pastor. And all I'm gonna say is, if this is something that God has ordained, if it's in the will of God for him to get that jet, he's gonna have that $65 million jet.
Well, if they called it, he done canceled it. He's
well, I know he's pulled back the ads and stuff that he had on the website. But I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I don't know if he's actually pulled back the campaign
he has.
for the $65 million plane.
He has.
I just don't think he should. And if he did, if God really gave him that vision, if God gave him that vision.
How do we know God gave it to him, though?
We don't know. We have to trust. That's where you have your spirit of discernment. The things that come directly, from God. And if God spoke through him, people who are connected to God knows that voice and they will follow on the
I don't
lines
think
of what they say.
250,000 people are going to believe him to donate $300.
He has a large ministry, Trey.
I don't know.
But anyway, let's change subjects a little bit. Let's talk about some more money. More money, more money, more money, more.
Are we talking about 7.3 million?
That's what MarvinGaye's family won in their ongoing battle that we talked about a while ago. I think when I was still in Charlotte, we talked about this.
Yeah, man.
Or whatever, with blurred lines. So the controversy with Thicke and Pharrell producing and singing and writing the blurred lines thing. Well, apparently it was sampled from one of MarvinGaye's old songs. Yeah. Have you heard it? Have you heard MarvinGaye's song? And do you think it's blurred lines?
Only thing I think
sampled from it.
I feel that it is sampled. But my argument in it is that if you're going to give this family $7.3 million, then you know what? A lot of artists should be suing because a lot of shit in this music industry that is sampled. Music is recycled.
Well, you're supposed to do that though. You can't just jack people. You can't just That's just like no, Trey. No. I do not agree with you on that.
No,
you're paying homage. If you're using my shit, I want my cut.
Well, if you're
deceased, if you're deceased, I have an estate, and my estate needs to get my coins from the stuff that the product or the product that you're using that belongs to me.
I don't think that it was completely a pull. I just think there was one part, and that was the guy and the backdrop of the song that makes a noise. That was pulled. But my thing is that. Well, no. I feel that now the family got their 7.3.
I think they should have got more.
No, I don't think they should have got
because they stole from that family.
They didn't put anything into that song that Marvin Gaye did. They wasn't singing on that track.
But it's his estate, Trey.
That they needed some coins. They were broke.
You $50 million. Okay, so you have an estate that was worth $50 million when you died, or whatever the case may be. The state has gone down. But you put out you got a lot of publishing rights to different songs. Would you not want your son, when someone uses your product, you don't want your son to reap from your hard work?
You want me to be completely 100%
honest?
No, it wouldn't have been that serious to me. It would have been at 7.3 million. It would have been that serious to me. It would.
I guess me and you, I think we're going to have to agree to disagree, because anything that I do, if I pass on and I go to glory, I have set up an estate for my people. I've set my people up for success. And anything that's associated with any hard work that I have done, I need to be paid for. Yes, I'm dead, but I got an estate that's alive, and them coins need to be coming in to my estate.
Well, there's a lot of people who need to get some coins.
And you're right. There's a lot of people, and it's wrong. It was wrong for them to use that stuff without getting clearance from the family.
That's just like
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go.
That's just like with the song. It's not Bonnie and Clyde, but the song "All I Need in My Life Is Sin Is Me." That was originally, Tupac people had sued Beyonce,
and they should,
because
you can't just go around taking people's shit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And don't think there's not supposed to be any repercussions for it. You cannot do that. That's stealing. And just because I'm dead doesn't give you a free pass to do whatever you think. Oh, I'm just paying homage. As you said, I'm just paying homage to MarvinGaye. Girl, bye. Give me my money. And that's all the family wanted. And because of the fact that they stole, they should have took every damn thing that the song made. That's how I feel.
You love
because
that song.
you stole. No, it's not about loving the song. It's the principle.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
they got
the principle.
everything that the song made, because at this point they didn't do anything on the song.
But you sampled somebody's work and you stole.
Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
You think it's completely that song? Like
It's sampled. I do believe it's sampled. And another person who's claiming this is who?
AJ.
Jermaine Dupri
Man.
is now saying that Ciara, in her new song, I Bet, stole a sample of some music that he did for Usher and Tamia.
Yeah, Tamia's kind of.
But he's saying that he's admitting that, saying that it has a similar.
Usher,
and he created both of them.
Usher, you got it bad.
It does sound like it.
I hear it.
It does sound like. And
So
JD
Ciara,
said, "I know when things have been flopped, turned, screwed, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that's my melody, that's my beat, and you can't take that away from me." So it's the same situation. You can't just hijack people's stuff and don't expect to pay people for it.
But it's kind of crazy because it's like on Kelly Rowland's last CD, she had a song called Freak, which was the same exact song that was on Jamie Foxx's last album called Freak.
Yeah.
Literally, the beat was the same.
I remember that.
The song was the same. I remember. I got into it on social media with Rico Love about the song, and his statement was that Kelly wanted to recycle song. I'm gonna give her a recycle song.
But I guarantee you, behind the scenes, she went through the proper channels to get the rights to use that.
And my thing is, like, I was thinking, like, okay, well, it was a song that Jamie just sampled. No, it was a song that was on Jamie's album.
Right.
And then it was on Kelly's album.
Right.
To me, that was just the dumbest thing. So people do that. They do songs.
Right. But Trey, there's a way that you go about doing it.
I agree.
You can't just go do it. In the gospel world, Karen Clark did a song, I was created to make it go. Dun, dun. And Martha Munezzi did the same song. Or whatever.
Is there a lawsuit?
No, because there was the rights, the rights were purchased to use that particular song. And that's what happens when you got people who are trying to sell songs to different artists and they go shop around to different people. This person buy it and this person buy it. I got all the money that I needed from the situation. But whoever published it first, you got to go get the rights from that particular person. That's just only fair.
Disrespect.
I agree with Jermaine Dupri if it's proven that Ciara or whoever in her team produced, the song, they sampled it. Y'all, you can get that man his damn money. Point blank. You can't do that.
People saying that is because Jermaine Dupri is broke and he's fishing for some money.
And that could be the case. This might be a blessing in disguise.
Ain't God, won't God do it?
Won't he do it? Yes, he will do it. So let's talk about more money, more money, more money, more.
More money causes no problem.
Child, honey. And in the situation with Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey, now y'all know Mariah Carey's worth over $500 million.
Man, she's paid.
So her and Nick are getting a divorce.
Oh,
well,
I wanted them to work. I just knew they were going to work. I think what it was for him is that she was his crush growing up.
Probably.
And he finally actually got her, and he's over her. So
Could be.
I got 2 kids.
Some people think that Mariah is too much of a diva for Nick.
I mean, she is a diva.
Yeah, Nick is young. He's full of life. He's vibrant. Mariah's kind of old, set in her ways.
She made that by his side though through his illnesses.
What kind of illness does he have?
Nick has an illness.
What is it?
I can't remember.
You don't know. See, you be putting shit out.
It's either
what
lupus.
you talking about.
It might be lupus.
We don't know. Erase that because we don't want to get sued. We don't know what kind of illness he has.
Yes, because I remember him doing the campaign for.
So while he's doing that, so Mariah wants to pay Nick about $10 million as a settlement from their marriage. Nick wants $50 million. Allegedly, he wants $50 million, and he's not stopping until he gets that $50 million.
Lucas, like I said.
Do you think that she owes him $50 million?
Lupus.
Okay, he has lupus.
But my thing is that
what's the source?
I knew about it. I just had to make sure what it was. It was lupus. Mm-hmm. My thing is that what is this $50 million for? Like
the time he put into their relationship.
I mean, you were in a
the
marriage.
birthing of the kids and things.
Nothing that she got before you came, she be given to you. What my thing is.
So maybe what they got together.
It ain't been worth $50 million.
Maybe it was $100 million. 50. She keeps 50. He take 50.
It ain't been worth $100 million.
Let me ask you a question, Trey. So when you are in, you're in a relationship now with a young man. Mm-hmm. Let's say y'all come up. You come up, and he's with you through the whole thing, and let's just say things go sour. Mm-hmm. What if he states a claim to what you have? Are you going to give it to him?
I'm going to give him what he contributed.
How do you measure that? How do you measure what?
Let's say, for example, if I was searching for a role, he knew somebody who knew somebody. Mm-hmm. I made this certain amount off that role. He helped me get that role.
So how much a percentage are you going to give him?
Half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you believe in prenups?
I'm not really big on prenups. Because I'm kind of 50-50 with prenups because that's kind of a shaky thing to me.
This is my thing. In the beginning when I was young and dumb and full of cum, I used to say, no prenups, that's just rude. You're supposed to be loving this person, and by having a prenup, you're already anticipating divorce and stuff. But I believe now, and I'm going to stand in my beliefs. I'm going to stand in my truth that what I come into this marriage with, I'm leaving with, and what we do together as a unit, we do together as a unit. So if we separate. So I believe in, when we come in, I need to put all my shit over to the side.
Yeah.
And then me and you need to come up with some stuff where the both of us can make money because both of us got to eat.
Just like Monica and Brandy said, it all belongs to me. So, all belongs to me. Well, whatever I brought.
What if your person didn't bring anything? They didn't bring anything in, and they really didn't contribute to anything.
Leave with that bedroom set.
That's why you need a prenup, Trey, because you can't determine or decipher what.
But that's why I say I'm 50-50 with it because you can't. But then if you do
50%, I'm the talent.
Because
I'm the talent.
But see, well, for me,
you're just there rubbing my feet and being a hole that I can fuck when I need to screw.
That's the thing about it. You have to think about who. And that's why I say you have to think about who you actually get a relationship or who you marry with. Because you have to give somebody who's going to also encourage you because they're doing something their own. The person I'm with, he's doing his own.
So just because they're encouraging you,
because they're doing their own.
50% of what you got.
It just depends on what. When people get into relationships and they build stuff, like people go the person who's not the talent. Sometimes go through the worst shit than what the talent goes through.
I never thought that I would be in this place. And I'm not even in a relationship, but I work hard for what I got.
I know.
I work hard for what I got. And the thought of someone coming in and taking it away from me, and I'm the talent, I'm the one that's putting in all the long hours. Yes, you held me down, as the girl said from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I'm going to hold you down, You got a hot meal cooked on the stove for me. You got that pussy or you got that hole or whatever the case may be. Clean and, prompt and ready to be plucked.
Hello?
Or whatever. You got throat. You holding me down. You holding me down. I can give you a little bit. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. But you're not going to take my stuff.
What if the person doesn't make sure that they're not taken care of?
What do you mean?
What if you don't? If you don't sign a prenup and then I don't, like say for example, I don't make sure you take care of.
So you won't be
sure that the take care of.
When I give you 5% or 3% because you ain't do nothing.
But what if they did?
If they did do something, then I would have to really sit down with my lawyers and.
But when some people break up and if there's no prenup, you're evil.
Well, at the end of the day, this is a business. This is all about business now. So whatever I can get away with giving you and not having to give you the whole house, then it is what it is.
Okay.
But Mariah and Nick, we hope y'all work that out, honey, because Mariah, I'm with you, girl. $50 million and he already got all that damn money. $10 million is enough. He don't need all of that. And he's already out there splurging, spending all kinds of money and stuff, child. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about AngieStone and her daughter Diamond, child. Lord have mercy.
Angie.
What's up, South Carolina, South Kakalaki? You know she went to high school.
Well, she did. Oh, so you kind of like.
And we both come on there. If my child sasses me and get out of line, I don't care how old you is, I will box you in your damn nose and your mouth. You gotta respect your, just like on the finale of Empire, where Lucius went up and boop, Hakeem in the mouth. Yeah. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't do it. And I don't care how old you are, there has to be a level of respect for your parents. I know that there are complicated relationships out there, but the Bible says honor thy mother and thy father. You have to honor them. And you have to be respectful. I don't care how out of line sometimes they get. And AngieStone, girl, we don't know what happened down to the house around the corner somewhere down here in Atlanta. But all I know, according to the sources, allegedly, you walked in the house and went in your daughter's room and told her, you need to get these kids. Because they just running around, the house is clean, get up out the bed and get control of your kids. I don't know what happened after that. But Angie picked up something and boop, knocked her daughter's two front teeth of how many other teeth she knocked out of her damn mouth. And my parents always threatened, I brought you in this world.
I'll take you
out. I will knock them teeth out of your mouth.
You
and that's exactly, literally what she did. So Trey, I mean,
I've never been the type to think about, a child and a parent going at it. Maybe some words. You might talk back. Your mom might tell you shut the fuck up. This and that. But the picking up objects and hitting your mama, I just can't think about hitting my my mama used to throw shoes at me, hangers. My dad done beat me and each word was a hit. I can never think about raising my hands to my mom or my dad.
I can't either. And unfortunately, some people can, and that's because they have tumultuous relationships. And it's no secret that
I think when you have a point, when you have that relationship where it's kind of like a friendship, it's kind of like you have to have limits. You can say certain things in front of your mom and your dad, but you have the ones who can curse, do all this. I think that's where you feel like you're in a friend zone. And you can do whatever you want.
No friend zone when it comes to the parents. Me and my mom, we laugh, we talk, we gossip, but cursing in front of her?
Heck no.
No, man. Now, I will say, like, when I'm telling the story, I'll say something, and Mom, excuse me, but she said, damn, I'll do that.
Right.
Or whatever. And you are honoring. And then there's some people who cuss all in front of their parents. There's some people who drink with their parents. There's some people who smoke weed with their parents. There's some people who go out to the club with them. There's some people who fight their parents. And my thing is, I ain't judging.
I feel like there's those parents who still trying to live young.
Still trying to live young. And unfortunately, sometimes growing up, parents don't have that parental relationship with their kids that they do. And that's a byproduct of not investing time and effort into your relationships with your children. But I mean, and then, and from the vantage point of people, from those kids, some of them feel they don't owe their parents anything because their parents haven't done anything for them. And that's what Diamond's case is. Diamond feels that this world. Diamond feels like, yeah, you brought me into this world, but you gave me up when you was young to go chase a dream. Now I partially feel Diamond wants in on that dream because she wants to be a singer, but it may not be working out for her.
She said her ugly self there.
Don't call her ugly, but it may not be
attractive self.
It may not be working out for her, but and she could possibly resent her mom because she might feel her mom could do more than what she's actually doing.
She living in her mother's home with those children.
She's 31,
she's
32
in her 30s, and I mean.
But that ain't nothing unheard of, Trey.
It's not nothing unheard of. But my thing is that when your mother is AngieStone, I would think that you at least have your own place.
Why?
Because your mother's AngieStone.
Angie ain't gonna be paying for all of that. She raised the girl. She's probably don't feel indebted to get her own place and stuff like that.
I feel like if I ain't raised you and now you're living in my home with your children, you need to respect me. If I come home from work, if I come home from an event, if I come home from work, if doing this, dishes needs to be washed.
I agree.
Your shoes need to be picked up from in front of the door. There should be no shit and your children running around because it's outside.
That's a PSA to all of y'all people out there who living with people rent free and you ain't got no job. The least you can do
is
have the kitchen clean. If you can cook food for the people when they come home. Make sure the bathroom is clean. People shouldn't have to chase after you to clean up behind you in their home.
You should feel some type of way. You should feel like, you know what, I ain't working.
But that's the thing with this younger generation. They feel people owe them stuff.
Yeah. You owe me.
Mm-hmm. Make sure the grass is cut.
Wash the dishes.
Right. Don't touch my clothes. I don't need you washing my clothes. I don't need that. But some people, that might work for some people. But even if you a boo and you living up at home and your man or woman working, but you stay at home, cook, clean, have bath water ran. That's the least that you can do. But people don't even believe in doing that no more.
Amen.
People don't even believe in doing that no more. But child, AngieStone and Diamond, y'all need to get it together. Diamond, if it ain't working out for you, it may not be your season, girl. I ain't telling you to stop. But, really work on your relationship. Sometimes we have to learn how to forgive, and
move on.
Forgive your mama or whatever.
Forget she ain't raised you.
Right.
And move on.
And I know that's difficult, but you just might need to hang it up and work on becoming a better person. Now, Angie looked like she got hell on her too now. I ain't giving her no pass because even when she was on R&B Diva, sometimes she used to just give me too much.
She is too much.
And I'm pretty sure there's no secret that Diamond and her boyfriend or lack of fiance or whoever he is, child, they ain't the best either too. All of them living up in the house with all that tension. I can have all that going on in my house.
I can't either.
I got to lay my head down.
Yeah,
but lastly, let's talk about Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx. So you guys know Katie Holmes used to be married to Tom Cruise. That's her baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And all three of them, including Jamie Foxx, they all used to be friends when they were married. Now, since last year, it's been rumored that Katie and Jamie have been kicking it on the low. Now, Katie and Tom Cruise are over and done with divorce and everything. But, we were all friends at one particular point in time. And Jamie has even attributed Tom Cruise for really helping his career catapulting it to the next level.
So we keep knocking.
But you sleeping around, huh?
So we smashing the homies.
You smashing the homie's ex-wife. How you feel about that, Trey?
I mean, my thing is,
happens a lot. Though.
My thing is, okay. I'm not the type of person that believes that if I was dating this person, well, they was in a relationship. But if they was married. Were they married?
From Tom and Katie,
yeah, they were married. Jamie, that might be a little bit too much.
Yeah,
because they were married, and I feel like, say for example, you was dating someone, and then you just dating y'all, did it a couple of times, went on some dates. It's okay for me to date this person. No. But if I'm married,
I don't care if it's married. I don't care if it's dating. You don't smash the homie's girl. You just don't do that. That's bro code. You just don't believe. I don't believe in that, Trey, and that's the problem. Y'all sneaky sons of a bitches.
Well, I'm in a relationship, so it doesn't matter.
But Trey, you look like one of them girls that do that kind of shit.
No,
you look like one of them girls.
The worst thing I have done, and I'll be completely honest, the worst thing I have done is had sex with my ex, who was in a relationship.
I don't believe you. You look like one of them little grimy hoes.
No, I'm not
gonna do with your homeboys.
No, because the thing about it is that.
It's the L, the I, the M. Let me tell you what I wanna do. Let me show you that I feel you. Wanna freak, wanna ride with you. Wanna taste when I put my lips on you. Always thinking of you. So sweet, I can't forget. So good, girl, you make me sweat. Girl, I'm talking about bitches and cream. Oh, that's right. Know what I mean?
Tell me why I shouldn't know this drink in your bitch ass.
When did you
Because you never get all the cool.
I'm sorry. It's all be trash.
Where did you get that from?
I found it. Social. Yeah. Reposted it. It's my evil laugh. So like right here, like a horror movie. That'll be my evil laugh.
You're never gonna get.
That's like my rich. That's
You're
like
never gonna get a job at that man.
that's like my rich.
No, Trey. Fail.
I guess that's one of the end place.
Alright, 5, 4, 2.
My stomach when I eat it up. Got your arms around my neck and I can't get up. See the boys 112, we from the A. When it comes to eating peaches, shawty, we don't play. So all the ladies in the house, if you're peaches.